Recording in progress.
Whoa.
Sorry.
So, my bad. I was cleaning off my keyboard.
Who's introducing it?
Mary Francis, go ahead.
Mary Francis here. Apparently I have the privilege of introducing our speaker this afternoon. It'll be short and sweet. This man, Bob Gastisha, is going to do his presentation for us this afternoon on cybersecurity. We have the Zoom feature that allows us to go to New Mexico and be with him this afternoon. I personally liked it a lot better when he came and did presentations with us, and we enjoyed cake and smiles and giggles and wonderful presentations that he brought to us through his work with A Z Security. I started thinking about naming all the things that he has done and is doing, but mostly he has a heart of gold and an attitude of wanting to protect us as we use our computers in an advised way. In fact, this man has even told me at a few times I had a problem, and I called him on the phone, and he took the phone call and allowed me to get some information from him. Not very many humans I can think of that would do that for us, but he wants to help us. I think you're going to be very happy as soon as I shut up, as I introduce to you again, Bob Gastisha. He's the only person I ever had trouble pronouncing his name. He once told me if I just couldn't remember it, to pretend that I was sneezing and go, Gastisha. And that's his name, Gastisha. Oh, well, I'm going to shut up now. Bob, would you talk to us and inform us and make us so happy to be with you this afternoon?
Thank you, Mary Francis. And the product this afternoon, or the presentation this afternoon, is all about cybersecurity A to Z. I am a cybersecurity expert, and if you don't believe me, just look at my cup. So what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity ensures the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of information and systems. This means protecting against unauthorized access or modification of data, ensuring that systems are available for use when needed, and maintaining the privacy of information. Sit back and let me provide you with the information needed so you can use best practices to stay secure. The next 24 slides and videos will give you all the information you need to become a cybersecurity guru. I know A to Z should be 26 slides, except there's nothing interesting or important for the letters X and Y. And by the time we finish this journey, that's probably a good thing. I used ChatGPT in creating this presentation and edited it to make sure that we got rid of the errors and repetitiveness. There will be some repeats in this, but that's to bring home the points. A, Always update your software and operating system to the latest version, and there are several reasons why this needs to be done as soon as possible. Always update software and operating system to the latest version. It is important to always update your software and operating system to the latest version for a few key reasons. Security. Software updates often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities in the software. If you don't update your software, you may be at risk of being exploited by hackers or malware. Improved functionality. Software updates often include new features and improvements that can enhance the performance and functionality of your device. Bug
My
fixes.
volume is very low.
Fixes for bugs and issues. Need to turn it up on your end. Or negatively impact the performance of your device. By keeping your software and operating system up to date, you can ensure that your device is running at its best and is protected from potential vulnerabilities. It is generally a good idea to set your device to automatically install updates when they are available, so that you don't have to remember to do it manually. B. Be aware of phishing attacks and verify the authenticity of emails before clicking on any links or downloading attachments. Phishing attacks are a common type of cybercrime in which attackers use fake emails or websites to trick people into revealing sensitive information, such as passwords or financial information. These attacks can be difficult to detect, as the attackers often use tactics to make their emails or websites look legitimate. B. Be aware of phishing attacks. To protect yourself from phishing attacks, it is important to be aware of their existence and to be vigilant when interacting with emails or websites. Here are a few tips to help you verify
Bob,
the emails. Yes.
the audio that's coming from you with your recording there is what's low relative to you.
Or threatening language.
So somehow you need to crank the volume of your recording up, because I have to keep swapping, fiddling around with my volume, and it's okay otherwise.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about it. That's the volume of the videos, and they're set to high in the PowerPoint presentation.
Okay, I'll do what I can.
Look suspicious. Look for typos. Are there anomalies in the email? Sometimes attackers will use slight variations of a legitimate email address or website to fool you. Do not click on links or download attachments from unfamiliar sources. If you are unsure whether an email is legitimate, you can try hovering over the link to see the destination's URL, or you can contact the sender to verify the authenticity of the email. By following these guidelines, you can help protect yourself from phishing attacks and other online threats. C. Use complex and unique passwords for all accounts. Consider using a password manager to keep track of them. C. Complex and unique passwords. Using complex and unique passwords is an important step in protecting your online accounts and personal information. Using the same password for multiple accounts or using easy-to-guess passwords makes it easier for attackers to gain access to your accounts. If you have a lot of accounts, it can be difficult to remember all your unique passwords. A password manager can be a helpful tool. A password manager is a program that stores your passwords in a secure way and allows you to access them with a single master password. This way, you only have to remember one password instead of trying to remember all of your different passwords. In addition to using strong and unique passwords, it is also important to regularly update your passwords and enable two-factor authentication on your accounts whenever possible. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security by requiring you to enter a code that is sent to your phone or email in addition to your password when logging into an account. D. Data breach. A data breach is an incident in which sensitive or confidential information is accessed or disclosed without authorization. Data breach. Data breaches can have serious consequences, including financial loss, damage to reputation, and legal liability. They can also lead to identity theft and other forms of cybercrime. It is important for organizations to have a robust security measure in place to protect against data breaches and to have a plan in place for responding to a breach if one occurs. Individuals can also take steps to protect themselves from data breaches by using strong and unique passwords, enabling two-factor authentication on their accounts, and being cautious about sharing personal information online. It is also a good idea to regularly review your accounts and credit report for any suspicious activity. E. Enable a firewall on all your computer and routers to help protect against external threats. E. Enable a firewall. A firewall is a security system that monitors and controls incoming and outgoing network traffic based on predetermined security rules. Firewalls can be implemented in hardware, software, or a combination of both. Enabling a firewall on your computer and router can help protect against external threats, such as hacking, malware, and other cyber attacks. A firewall can block unauthorized access to your network and prevent malicious traffic from entering your system. F. Fraud. Cyber fraud refers to the use of the internet to commit financial crimes, such as stealing money or personal information. F. Cyber fraud. Cyber fraud can have serious consequences for both individuals and organizations. It can result in financial loss, damage to reputation, and legal liability. To protect against cyber fraud, it is important to be vigilant when interacting with emails, websites, and online accounts. This includes using strong and unique passwords, enabling two-factor authentication whenever possible, and being cautious about sharing personal information online. It is also a good idea to regularly monitor your accounts and credit reports for any suspicious activity and to report any incidents of cyber fraud to the appropriate authorities. By taking these precautions, you can help protect yourself and your organization from cyber fraud and other online threats. G. Grayware. Grayware refers to software that is not malicious in nature, but that may still pose a risk to an organization's security. Examples of grayware include adware, spyware, and PUPs, potentially unwanted programs. G. Grayware. Adware is software that displays advertisements on a computer or device. While it is not typically malicious in nature, it can be annoying and may slow down the performance of the device. Spyware is software that's designed to collect information about a user without their knowledge or consent. It can track a user's online activity and collect sensitive data such as passwords and financial information. PUPs stands for potentially unwanted programs, are programs that may be installed along with other software, often without the user's knowledge. They can include toolbars, browser extensions, and other types of software that may not be malicious in themselves, but that may be unwanted or unnecessary. Grayware can pose a risk to an organization's security because it may consume resources, slow down performance, or expose sensitive data. It is important for organizations to have policies and procedures in place to prevent the installation of grayware and to regularly scan for and remove any existing grayware. HTTPS is a secure version of the HTTP protocol that is used to transmit data over the internet. It also encrypts the data to protect it against tampering. HTTPS, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure. There are several reasons why it is important to use HTTPS. Security, as mentioned, HTTPS provides an extra layer of security by encrypting the data being transmitted. This makes it more difficult for attackers to intercept and tamper with the data. Privacy. HTTPS helps to protect the privacy of users by preventing third parties from being able to see the data being transmitted. This can be particularly important for sensitive information, such as financial or personal data. Trust. Using HTTPS can help to build trust with users, as it demonstrates that a website is taking steps to secure the data being transmitted. Compatibility. Many modern web browsers and devices will not work with websites that do not use HTTPS. So using HTTPS can help ensure compatibility with these systems. Overall, using HTTPS is an important step in protecting the security and privacy of users and ensuring the integrity of the data being transmitted over the internet. Identity theft is the unauthorized use of someone's personal information, such as their name, address, or financial information, for the purpose of committing fraud or other crimes. Identity theft can have serious consequences, including financial loss and damage to reputation. Identity theft. Here are a few steps you can take to protect yourself from identity theft. Use a strong and unique password for all your accounts and avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. Consider using a password manager to help you keep track of your passwords. Enable two-factor authentication whenever possible on your accounts. This adds an extra layer of security by requiring you to enter a code that is sent to your phone or email in addition to your password when logging into an account. Be careful about sharing personal information online, especially on social media or unfamiliar websites. Avoid posting sensitive information such as your full name, address, or financial information online. Regularly check your accounts and credit report for any suspicious activity. This can help you catch identity theft early on and minimize the damage. When accessing sensitive information online, make sure you are using a secure network. Avoid accessing sensitive information on public Wi-Fi networks, as these are often unencrypted and can be easily accessed by hackers. This would be a great time to use your VPN. By following these guidelines, you can help protect yourself from identity theft and other forms of cybercrime. JavaScript, which is a programming language that is often used to create interactive features on websites. JavaScript can be used to create features such as form validation, image sliders, and pop-up windows. JavaScript. There are a few reasons why you may want to avoid in JavaScript can help reduce the risk of these types of attacks. Performance. JavaScript can sometimes slow down the performance of a website, especially on older or less powerful devices. Disabling JavaScript can help improve the performance of a website. Privacy. JavaScript can be used to track a user's online activity and collect data about their browsing habits. Disabling JavaScript can help protect your privacy by preventing websites from collecting this information. That being said, JavaScript is an important and widely used technology, and in many cases, it is necessary for the proper functioning of a website. If you do decide to disable JavaScript, you may find that some websites do not work as expected, or that certain features are not available. A keylogger is a type of software or hardware that is designed to record keystrokes. Keyloggers can be used for legitimate purposes and malicious purposes. A keylogger. A keylogger can be used for malicious purposes, such as stealing passwords or personal information. To avoid keyloggers, you can take the following precaution. Use antivirus software. Antivirus software can help detect and remove keyloggers and other types of malware. Be sure to keep your antivirus software up to date and run regular scans to check for any malware infections. Use a firewall. It can help prevent keyloggers and other types of malware from entering your system. Be sure to enable your firewall and keep it up to date. Avoid downloading suspicious software, especially from unfamiliar sources. Only download software from reputable websites and be sure to scan it for malware before installing it. Use a virtual keyboard. A virtual keyboard is a software tool that allows you to type on your screen rather than using a physical keyboard. This can help prevent keyloggers that are installed on your physical keyboard from capturing your keystrokes. Use a password manager to help protect against keyloggers by generating strong, unique passwords. To help protect against keyloggers by generating strong, unique passwords for your accounts and storing them in a secure location. This means that even if a keylogger can capture your password, it will be useless to the hacker because they won't have access to the password manager. By following these precautions, you can help protect yourself from keyloggers and other types of malware. Locky ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts a victim's files and demands a ransom be paid in order to decrypt them. It is named after the Locky file extension that it adds to the encrypted files. Locky ransomware. To avoid ransomware, you can take the following precautions. Keep your software and operating system up to date. Regularly installing updates to your software and operating system can help protect against vulnerabilities that can be exploited by ransomware. Use antivirus software. This can help detect and remove ransomware and other types of malware. Be sure to keep your antivirus software up to date and run regular scans to check for any malware infections. Enable a firewall. It can help prevent ransomware and other types of malware from entering your system. Be sure to enable your firewall and keep it up to date. Avoid clicking on links or downloading attachments from unknown sources. Ransomware is often spread through phishing emails or malicious websites. Be cautious when clicking on links or downloading attachments, especially from unfamiliar sources. Use a backup system. Regularly backing up your important files can help protect against ransomware. If your files are encrypted by ransomware, you can restore them from the backup rather than paying the ransom. By following these precautions, you can help protect yourself from ransomware and other forms of malware. Malware is short for malicious software, and it refers to any software that's designed to harm or exploit a computer or network. Malware can include viruses, worms, trojans, and other types of harmful software. Malware. Here are a few of the most common types of malware. Virus. It's a type of malware that is designed to replicate itself and spread from one computer to another. Viruses can cause a variety of problems, including damaging or deleting files, corrupting data, and slowing down a system. Worm is a type of malware that is designed to spread itself from one computer to another, often without the user's knowledge. Worms can exploit vulnerabilities in software or operating systems to replicate and spread themselves. Trojans is a type of malware that is disguised as legitimate software and is designed to gain unauthorized access to a system. Trojans are often used to steal sensitive information such as login credentials or financial data. Ransomware is a type of malware that encrypts a victim's files and demands a ransom be paid in order to decrypt them. Ransomware can be particularly damaging because it can hold the victim's files hostage until the ransom is paid, and there is no guarantee that the attacker will actually decrypt the files after receiving payment. Adware is a type of malware that is designed to display advertising on a victim's computer. Adware can be annoying and can slow down a system, but it is generally not as harmful as other types of malware. By being aware of these common types of malware and taking precautions to protect against them, you can help keep your system safe from harm. N. Network security refers to the measures taken to protect a computer network and the devices connected to it from unauthorized access or attacks. Network security can include measures such as firewalls, antivirus software, and intrusion detection systems. N. Network security. Setting up network security involves implementing a variety of measures to protect a computer network and the devices connected to it from unauthorized access or attacks. Here are a few steps you can take to set up security. Determine your security needs. The first step in setting up network security is to assess your security needs and determine what types of threats you are most likely to face. This will help you determine which security measures are most appropriate for your network. Implement security measures. There are many different types of security measures that you can implement to protect your network. Some common measures include firewalls, antivirus software, intrusion detection systems, and network access control systems. Monitor and update your security regularly and update your security measures to ensure that they are effective and up to date. This may involve installing updates for your security software, revising security policies, and responding to security breaches or threats. By following these steps and implementing appropriate security measures, you can help protect your network and the devices connected to it from unauthorized access or attack. O. Online privacy refers to the protection of personal information and activities while using the internet. Always use caution when sharing private data and financial information. Oh, online privacy. Here are a few steps you can take to protect your online privacy. Use strong and unique passwords for all your online accounts and avoid using the same password for multiple accounts. You can use a password manager to help generate and store strong, unique passwords. Enabling two-factor authentication gives you an additional layer of security that requires you to provide a second form of authentication, such as a security token or a one-time password, in addition to your password. Enabling 2FA can help protect against unauthorized access to your accounts. Use a virtual private network. It encrypts your internet connection and hides your IP address. Using a VPN can help protect your online privacy by making it more difficult for third parties to track your online activity. Be cautious with sharing personal information online and consider the potential risk of sharing it. Avoid providing personal information to unknown or untrusted sources, and be aware of phishing attacks that may attempt to trick you into revealing sensitive information. Use privacy-focused browsers and search engines that block tracking cookies or anonymize your search queries. Using these types of tools can help protect your online privacy. By following these steps and being mindful of your online activity, you can help protect your online privacy and keep your personal information safe. P. A password. Here are a few best practices for protecting your password, both online and off. Use strong and unique passwords. Don't share your password. Avoid sharing your password with anyone, even trusted friends or family members. If someone else knows your password, they could potentially access your accounts or cause harm to your systems. Avoid using personal information in your passwords, such as your name, address, or birthday in your passwords. This information is often easily accessible to hackers and can make it easier for them to guess your password. Use a strong password manager, which is a tool that helps you generate, store, and manage strong, unique passwords. A password manager can help you create and use complex passwords without having to remember them, and it can help protect your passwords from being stolen or exposed. Protect your passwords offline. In addition to protecting your passwords online, it is also important to protect it offline. This can include taking precautions such as not writing your passwords down or storing it in a visible location, and being cautious about who you share your passwords with. By following these best practices, you can help protect your password and keep your accounts and systems safe from unauthorized access. To help protect us against the younger generation, all we need to do is switch to cursive and use stick shift cars. If we did that, we would cripple an entire generation. Q, quarantine, is a security measure that involves isolating a device or file that is suspected of being infected with malware or otherwise poses a threat to the system. Q, quarantine. There are a few different ways you can implement quarantine on a system. Move the suspect file to a separate location. One way to quarantine a file is to move it to a separate location on the system, such as a designated quarantine folder. This can help prevent the file from being accessed or executed, and it can also make it easier to analyze or remove the file later. Disconnect the device from the network. If a device, such as a computer or smartphone, is suspected of being infected with malware or otherwise poses a threat to the system, you can quarantine it by disconnecting it from the network. This can help prevent the device from spreading malware or accessing sensitive information. Use security software. Some security software, such as antivirus programs or mobile device management systems, may have built-in quarantine capabilities. These systems can be configured to automatically move suspect files to a quarantine folder or to disconnect infected devices from the network. By implementing quarantine measures, you can help prevent the spread of malware and protect against further damage to your system. It is important to regularly check and maintain your quarantine folder and to remove any suspect files or devices from quarantine once they have been cleaned or neutralized. R, recovery, refers to the process of restoring a system or data after a failure or loss event. Recovery can involve a variety of activities, such as restoring from backups, repairing damaged systems or data, and implementing contingency plans. R, recovery. There are a few key steps you can take to assure recovery is possible on a system. Create regular backups on your system, and data is one of the most important steps you can take to assure recovery is possible. Backups can be used to restore your system and data after a failure or data loss event. Test your backups, which is extremely important in ensuring that they are functioning properly and that you can successfully restore from them. Testing your backups can help you identify any issues or problems with your backup process and address them before a recovery is necessary. Store backups securely. To protect your backups from physical damage and unauthorized access by storing them in a secure location, such as fireproof safe or off-site storage facility. Implement a disaster recovery plan, which is a set of procedures and guidelines for responding to and recovering from a catastrophic event, such as a natural disaster or cyber attack. A well-crafted disaster recovery plan can help ensure that you are able to recover your system and data after a disaster and minimize downtime. By following these steps and regularly creating and testing backups, you can help assure that recovery is possible on your system in the event of a failure or data loss event. S. Social engineering manipulates people into performing actions or divulging confidential information, usually by preying on their trust or emotions. S. Social engineering. Social engineering is the practice of manipulating people into performing actions or divulging confidential information, often by preying on their trust or emotions. Here are some common forms of social engineering. Phishing is a type of social engineering attack that involves sending fake emails or text messages that appear to come from a legitimate source, such as a bank or government agency. These messages often contain malicious links or attachments that, when clicked on, can compromise your security. Baiting is a type of social engineering attack that involves offering something attractive, such as a gift or service, in exchange for sensitive information or access to a system. Scareware is a type of social engineering attack that involves tricking users into believing that their computer is infected with a virus or other malware. The attacker may then offer to sell the victim a fake antivirus solution to fix the problem. Impersonation is a type of social engineering attack in which the attacker poses as a legitimate authority figure or trusted individual in order to gain access to sensitive information or systems. Pretexting is a type of social engineering attack in which the attacker creates a fake identity or scenario in order to obtain sensitive information from the victim. Quid pro quo is a type of social engineering attack in which the attacker offers something in exchange for sensitive information or access to a system. This could be something as simple as offering assistance in exchange for a password. It is important to be aware of these tactics and to be cautious when sharing sensitive information or access to systems, especially when it is not clear who is requesting it. T. Two-factor authentication. Two-factor authentication is an additional layer of security that requires a user to provide two different authentication methods in order to access a system or sensitive information. T. Two-factor authentication. Here are some reasons why setting up 2FA is important. It adds an extra layer of protection. With 2FA, even if an attacker guesses your password, they still need another form of authentication in order to access your account or system. This makes it much more difficult for them to gain access and reduces the risk of your account being compromised. It protects against phishing attacks. Phishing attacks are common tactics used by attackers to trick users into revealing their login credentials. With 2FA in place, even if an attacker can obtain your login credentials, they still need another form of authentication in order to access your account. It helps prevent unauthorized access. 2FA can help prevent unauthorized access to your accounts and systems by requiring an additional form of authentication beyond just a username and password. This can help protect against unauthorized access from within your organization as well as from external attackers. Overall, setting up 2FA is an important security measure that can help protect your accounts and systems from being compromised by attackers. It is a simple and effective way to add an extra layer of protection to your online accounts and systems. User privacy refers to the protection of an individual's information and data from unauthorized access or misuse. User privacy. Here are some best practices for setting up user privacy. Use strong and unique passwords for all your online accounts. Avoid using the same password for multiple accounts and consider using a password manager to help generate and store strong password. Enable two-factor authentication on all your online accounts that offer it. This will require an additional form of authentication beyond just your password, making it more difficult for attackers to gain access to your accounts. Be cautious when sharing personal information online, especially with unfamiliar websites or individuals. Think carefully about what information you are sharing and who you are sharing it with. Use a virtual private network when connecting to the internet to help protect your online activity and personal information from being monitored or tracked. Keep your software and devices up to date with the latest security patches and updates. These updates often include fixes for vulnerabilities that could be exploited by attackers. Use privacy settings on your social media and other online accounts to control who can see your personal information and activity. By following these best practices, you can help protect your personal information and data from unauthorized access or misuse. It is important to be proactive in safeguarding your user privacy in today's digital world. A virtual private network is a security solution that creates a secure encrypted connection between a device and a network. It is often used to protect data transmitted over public network from being intercepted by third parties. A virtual private network. A virtual private network is a security solution that creates a secure encrypted connection between a device and a network. Here are some of the most important reasons for using a VPN. VPNs can help protect your online privacy by encrypting your internet activity and hiding your IP address. This can prevent your online activity from being monitored or tracked by third parties, such as your internet service provider or the government. VPNs can enhance online security by encrypting your internet connection and protecting it from cyber threats such as hackers and malware. VPNs can help you bypass internet censorship and access blocked or restricted websites and content. This can be particularly useful when traveling or living in a country with strict internet censorship laws. VPNs can allow you to access content that may be restricted based on your location, such as a streaming service or websites. VPNs can help protect your data from being intercepted or accessed by unauthorized parties when using public Wi-Fi or other untrusted networks. VPNs can provide several important benefits for online privacy and security. They are a useful tool for anyone who is concerned about protecting their online activity and data from being monitored or accessed by third parties. I personally use Avast's Secure Line. Find out more about it by following the link listed. Wi-Fi Protected Access. WPA is a security protocol that is used to secure wireless networks. It provides stronger security than its predecessor, WEP. Wi-Fi Protected Access. Wi-Fi Protected Access, WPA, is a security protocol that is used to secure wireless networks. It provides stronger security than its predecessor, WEP, Wired Equivalent Privacy, by using encryption and other security measures to protect against unauthorized access. The strongest version of WPA is WPA2, Wi-Fi Protected Access. WPA3 is an updated version of WPA, which was introduced back in 2004 and is currently the most widely used security protocol for wireless networks. WPA2 uses advanced encryption techniques to provide strong security for wireless networks. It uses a combination of Temporal Key Integrity Protocol, TKIP, and Advanced Encryption Standard, AES. to encrypt wireless data transmitted between a device and a wireless access point. It is important to use WPA2 or the newer WPA3 if available for your wireless network because it provides stronger security than earlier versions of WPA and other security protocols. To help protect against unauthorized access and cyber attacks, such as man-in-the-middle attacks and wireless eavesdropping. Overall, it is recommended to use WPA2 or WPA3 for your wireless network to ensure the strongest security possible. There aren't really any terms worth mentioning that start with the letters X and Y. So the final term is Z, zero-day attack. Z, zero-day attack. A zero-day attack is an attack that exploits a previously unknown vulnerability, a zero-day vulnerability, in a system or software. These attacks can be particularly effective because there is no defense against them until the vulnerability is discovered and patched. Here are some steps you can take to protect against zero-day attacks. Regularly apply software updates and patches, as they often include fixes for vulnerabilities that could be exploited by attackers. Use a firewall which can help protect against zero-day attacks by blocking incoming traffic from unknown or untrusted sources. Use antivirus. It can help detect and prevent zero-day attacks by identifying and blocking known malware and other threats. I have used Avast since 2003. More information is available at the link listed. Use two-factor authentication, which adds an extra layer of security by requiring an additional form of authentication beyond just a password. This can help prevent zero-day attacks from being successful, even if an attacker is able to obtain a user's login credentials. Implement network segmentation, which divides a network into separate, isolated segments or zones. It can help prevent the spread of zero-day attacks by limiting access to specific areas of the network and controlling the flow of traffic between them. Overall, it's important to be proactive in protecting against zero-day attacks by implementing multiple layers of security and keeping your software and systems up to date. Here are some programs and apps that I can recommend to strengthen your cybersecurity. Avast One is the newest protection offered by Avast, and Avast One Essential is its free version. And as you can see in the description, it offers lots of protection. SecureLine, Avast's VPN. It's the product that I use and helps keep you safe anytime that you're using open or unsecured internet access. To help protect against identity theft, I suggest you start using Avast's Secure Identity. SecureLine and Secure Identity are both paid products. Avast One Essential is free. Some other tools that I can highly recommend: CCleaner helps to keep your system clean and fast and gives you access to many useful tools. It's important to always keep your programs and apps up to date. And to help to do that, I use Patch My PC Home Updater, a free product. It can keep up to over 300 programs updated. You can also use it to install those programs. And the nice thing is, the only thing it installs is the program. No add-ons, no malicious stuff embedded within it, just the clean program itself. That's what it updates. That's what it can also install. Passwords. We're supposed to use a different password for everything that requires a password, which is easy to say, but not easy to do. Use a password manager. A password manager that can be used on all the different operating systems is Bitwarden. It's available for Windows, for Mac, for Android, iOS, Apple, all the different operating systems. and it's free to use. Yes, they have a paid version, but for the average user, the free version works just fine. With it, all you have to remember is one password, and that's the password to get into your password manager. It can make up your passwords, it stores your passwords, and automatically fills them in for you where they're needed. And that's enough of the heavy stuff. Let's have a little bit of fun. This is how you never have to change your clocks again. And it's okay to unmute yourself at this point. And he had the nerve to tell me to close the laptop lid? Eat salad, they said. It's healthy, they said. You know what never gets recalled? Cake. Human engineering at its finest.
Keep it from going too hot.
If a man says he will fix it, he will. There's no need to remind him every 6 months. Teacher, I have a green ball in one hand and a green ball in another. So what do I have? Student, Kermit the Frog begging for mercy. A new teacher was trying to make use of her psychology courses. She started her class by saying, "Everyone who thinks they're stupid, stand up." After a few seconds, Larry stood up. The teacher said, "Do you think you're stupid, Larry?" "No, ma'am, but I hate to see you standing there all by yourself." I started doing presentations way back when in 2010. Didn't really think I'd still be doing them today. Although my programs as of April 1st are no longer sponsored or paid for by Avast, I'm still quite active on their customer support forum, and through the use of Zoom and many other technologies, I don't have to leave my house anymore. I can do them remotely, and I still do. You'll find here many ways of contacting me and also all the different things that I'm active in online. I also have a very active YouTube channel. Here's a promo for my latest presentation, and if you're interested, contact me. It's called AI, A Closer Look. AI, A Closer Look. AI is certainly more than ChatGPT and DALL-E 2. AI is being utilized across a wide range of industries, and its applications are continuously evolving. During the first half of this presentation, I'll be sharing several videos that will give you a greater insight into AI. The second half of the presentation will be a hands-on demonstration of ChatGPT and DALL-E 2 using your club's provided input to these two very popular AI tools. If you're interested, contact me to arrange your presentation. And with that, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'll be happy to answer any questions. To get information on the things that we covered and a whole lot more, just follow the link listed. It will get you access to all of that. Now I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you may have.
Hello, it's Mary Frances.
Yes, dear.
Are we welcome to ask stupid questions?
There's no such thing as a stupid question except the one you don't ask.
I listen carefully, and I've asked this question before, but my mind is not processing it. About JavaScript, do I always want to disable it?
No.
That's a tricky question, and the answer is both yes and no. because there are some websites that are perfectly safe that depend on the use of JavaScript.
That's
And if you
what
turn
I
it off,
thought.
you won't be able to see it, okay? You'll have problems with that site. Most websites now don't really use JavaScript anymore. And there are some side effects or some bad things that can be done with JavaScript. So it's a decision you have to make on your own.
If so, if I decide to disable it, how? Where do I start? Where do I go to disable it?
In the settings themselves for the browser, there's a place there where you can uncheck
Fine.
using Java.
Thanks much.
You're welcome, Mary. Anyone else?
Yeah, I did want to add one thing. A lot of the websites, it used to be JavaScript would run local to your machine. A lot of modern websites use JavaScript on the server side, and
Right.
then basically HTML5 to update the content remotely to your machine. So the JavaScript no longer has to run on your local browser. It runs on the server and you just get the updated content.
That's correct. I guess everybody either didn't understand what I said or understood it very well.
You did a good job.
Yeah, you must have did great.
Do you want to, Mary Frances here. Do you want to tell me one more time about VPN and using Avast's security line?
Oh, VPN, if two ways of using it within Avast, either you have Avast 1, the free version, or the paid version that includes the VPN, or you have the separate product itself, and the separate product is a paid product. VPN encrypts your information so that whoever might be looking at that information won't know where it's coming from, because it gives you the IP address of the VPN server, not your information. So it hides your IP location.
Thanks for going over that again with me, because I'm good.
Anyone else? If not, thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So I think Bob dropped. I would mention that we do have a couple past recorded presentations on VPNs and artificial intelligence from our local club that are worth reviewing
On our website,
on our YouTube.
on our YouTube,
And I'd be happy to answer any questions about VPN also,
and
and my opinions on it. Yep. Yeah. I'll also say that for the past 10 years, the software built into Windows is adequate for virus protection and firewall. It doesn't come with a VPN, obviously, and I don't know about a password manager in Windows, but for virus protection and firewall specifically, the built-in Windows is, I've been using it for the past 10 years without any issues.
and Firefox has a VPN on there.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, I think so. What you do? Drawing for. You can hand out tickets. Yeah, we have.
Mary Frances to Adam.
I'll leave those in there.
I can't hear you, Mary Frances.
Yeah.
Shall I try it again, or are you ignoring me?
I'm ignoring you. What's up?
I did not, as you can see, I did not bring up the part about protecting our credit cards from film invasion. I think everybody sitting there was there when I was jabbering about it before. And then you said what you did, and he said what he did. So I think at this point, I'm just jawing and taking your time. Thank you.
I think if you're worried about having your credit card photographed, I think what they're doing with a lot of modern credit cards, you can put it on a camera on a video that's going to be on YouTube without losing any data because they put it all on the back. So you can't see the credit card number, you can't see anything. So when you're paying your check, just lay it down with the number down, and no one's going to be able to photograph it at least. Now, if they have a near field receiver, they could still grab your credit card number, but they'd have to get really, really close. And I know they make wallets and purses that protect against that.
Correct.
I don't have either one. I haven't had issues as far as I know. Thank you with that. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just common sense and being careful, right?
And Adam, would you be so kind as to explain to our newer member or newer guest what the tickets are all about and about the attendance incentive is the reason that people are getting?
Certainly. So every program meeting, we have a raffle. Dave is our raffler.
We have a drawing.
A drawing, not a raffle. A drawing for door prizes.
No, a drawing for an attendance incentive.
A drawing for attendance incentive. You get a ticket if you're here. Okay. And if you're not on the executive committee and you go to the monthly board meeting that we have on the Thursday, you get an extra ticket. I only get one ticket because I'm on the board. Most of us here are on the board probably. Will, do you get 2 tickets or 1?
Bill only gets 1.
Yeah, Sherry gets 2.
Virgil gets 2.
They were gonna, that's what those extra.
These are just for you and your.
Does Virgil get 2? He's our repair guy now. I think. No, you're not a refurbished guy, right?
Are we going to end the meeting?
Oh, we probably should end the meeting. Yeah.
Make that announcement.
All right, we're gonna end the meeting. We'll delete out the part where I put my credit card on the camera.